Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about why I believe the Fitness Reality 810 XLT Supermax squat rack or power cage is hands down the best squat rack you can get for your money today. So let's get into it. So I've had this squat rack for 2 years now and I have pretty much nothing bad to say about it. It's not 100% perfect, which we'll go over in a second here, but today currently on Amazon you can buy this squat rack for $355, I believe. And it's an amazing deal. I really think you're gonna have a hard time finding a better squat rack for your money than this guy here. And there's a number of reasons why. First off, I really like this rack because it comes with a multi-purpose pull-up bar. So basically you can do neutral grip pull-ups, you can do wide grip, or you can do standard, you can do any type of pull-ups pretty much you wanna do, you can do with this bar. The bar is also rated for I want to say 300 pounds. I'll have to double check that. Maybe I'll put it on the screen here. But the rack itself is rated for 800 pounds. So it's far superior to most of the Amazon racks that you're going to find in the residential range. There are, of course, commercial racks that you can get that are much stronger. Another great feature to this squat rack is that it's pretty sturdy. When you're racking the weight, there really isn't too much movement side to side or back and forth. Of course, it's going to depend on what type of floor you have it on, which brings me to the first drawback to this squat rack, and that is that it does not have floor mounting holes on the base. So that's not really a big deal to me because I think it's sturdy enough that you don't actually need to mount it to the floor in most cases. And if you do want to, there is enough room on the base legs that you could just drill some holes yourself and mount it to the floor that way. So I wouldn't really consider that a huge drawback. The next thing that I really like about this is that it has 19 adjustment holes. Of course, most people aren't going to be using all 19 of them. The reason that having 19 holes is nice is because it does give you, it gives you a lot of adjustment. So when you're doing bench press, for example, and you want to have your safety pin set to the right height, it gives you a lot of room to set it correctly based on your body, the arch of your back, things like that. It's just really nice to have small increments that you can adjust it by. One of the things about this rack that I actually don't like is that it doesn't come with numbers on it. Again, this is a small con. It's a tiny problem that you can solve easily, and a lot of people might not even care at all, actually. I just find that having numbers labeled beside the holes makes it just a little bit easier to get the pins and everything set exactly where you want them without any additional thought. This rack does have a little notch every 3 holes up so that you can easily find it, but having numbers there, I personally just like it a little bit more. So what I did, I just got some little kid stickers from the grocery store, and I actually had to tape them on because the stickers didn't stick too well, but that's what I did. You could also use a permanent marker. I just went with these cheap kid ones from the grocery store, and I mean, they do exactly what they need to. So that's a quick solution for that problem. It doesn't move too much. I'm gonna shake it for you here. So my floor in the basement down here is unfinished and it's not perfectly level. So it did move a little bit more. I am actually considering drilling holes, but in all honesty, you don't need to. It is fairly sturdy. I've used other racks, of course, the Cap, which I have over here, and it moves a lot in comparison. So having the 4 posts is definitely a major benefit in comparison to a half rack with just the 2 posts. Of course, all full cages have 4 posts, but it does have the 2 supports across the back, which is just nice for keeping it sturdy. So that's a bonus for the Fitness Reality. So another nice thing about this rack is that it was very easy to set up. I actually managed to do it by myself. It is much easier if you have someone helping you, but at the end of this video, I'll just play a quick time lapse of me setting it up by myself. So another pro for this rack is that you can get dip bars, you can get weight plate holders. So look around, there's some attachments you can get for this if you want to step it up a little bit. So one of the cons to this rack, and probably the one that I would consider the most major in my opinion, just having used it for a while now, and I mean there's really only 3 cons that I can find, but the most major one is that it scratches. The powder coating or whatever paint is on here it does scratch where you have the weight hooks mounted. And I mean, you could solve that fairly easily. I thought about just putting some tape, some clear, thick quality tape from the bottom all the way to the top. And if you do it the right way, I imagine you can probably do it so that you can hardly even tell there's tape on there if it's one strip fluid from the bottom to the top. But if you want to retain the value, of course, one of the reasons I preach home gyms is that you can resell this stuff if you ever decide to quit or don't have the space anymore. So having tape on there will of course help with resale value. Someone will definitely rather buy something that's not all scratched up than one that is all scratched up. So the scratches aren't too crazy, but they're definitely noticeable, they're definitely there, and it's probably the biggest drawback to this rack. All right, that pretty much does it for this video. This rack at $355 Canadian today is an absolute steal of a deal. You should definitely consider purchasing this one if you're in the market for a squat rack. The prices do fluctuate. When I bought this 2 years ago, it was over $400. And even at that price, it was totally worth the money. So if you need a squat rack, look no further. This is your one. And yeah, just hope this video was helpful for you. If you liked the video, please remember to leave a thumbs up. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. And if you want to purchase this squat rack, there will be a link in the description below that you can click away. So that does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and take care.